Hi, everybody. You're listening to the Oneness Junkie podcast, hosted by me, Lydia Smith, a self-proclaimed Oneness Junkie. Oneness Junkie is a place to be inspired, encouraged, and supported. Learn from the individuals who are working to make the world a better place. Let's meet today's guest. Hi, everyone. This is Lydia with the Oneness Junkie podcast and YouTube channel. And I'm making a special video today because I want to reach out and create a video that people can share. And so I'm going to keep it simple. But today is my 1-year anniversary since I launched the Oneness Junkie podcast. It's on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google Podcasts. It's on a myriad of different podcast channels. And when I created it, the first episode, if you go to Oneness Junkie podcast, if you just go to onenessjunkie.com, there's all the first 25 episodes from last year. There is, you can search on Apple Podcast or Spotify, just type in Oneness Junkie and you'll find my podcast. So on the first episode, which I launched in November of last year, I talk about what led me to the point to do this podcast. Okay. And so I'm just going to touch on it a little bit in this video. Basically, in a time in our lives, I'm 54 years old. I was born in the late 60s. I am experiencing a very obviously divisive time in our lives with, the political environment and just how people are just so at each other. And as an effort to bring light and love and connection and the message that we are all connected, that when we hurt someone else, we hurt ourselves because we're all connected. I want to highlight the good that's happening in the world and basically letting people focus on all the good that exists in the world. So I thought my way I could do that was by having conversations of people and highlighting individuals who are using their time and their talents to make the world a better place. Maybe it's through their music. They're raising the vibration of the lyrics that they're speaking to help raise the vibration of others, to help create inclusivity and create more compassion and more acceptance in the world. This is what I care about, and this is my way of helping to contribute to raising the vibration of our planet. And I highlight individuals on the podcast who are doing this. So if you know anybody who is doing something in the world, maybe it's just the way that they are towards other people. It doesn't have to be a big, grand scale. It can just be an individual in their community who is providing their time and their talents with an intention of creating a better planet. So when I had this vision, I was hoping that I could get the attention of people like other Oneness Junkies that I self-identify. I believe that the kind of person that, for instance, Ellen DeGeneres is on her previous show, she's was always bringing good, raising the vibration of the dialogue on the airwaves. I saw her as a Oneness Junkie. Alanis Morissette, who I've followed for years, basically is a huge Oneness Junkie. Sting, the lyrics that he speaks about, the conversations that he has out in the public domain, they're all to raise the vibration of our humanity. Oprah Winfrey, she's a Oneness Junkie. She's out there raising the vibration, for her show and her now network and all of her social media conversations are there to just raise the vibration of humanity. And I'm so grateful to have had these people in my lifetime that I could learn from and be exposed to. Gary Zukav, I mean, he was a big factor in my early 2000s when I read The Seed of the Soul, his new book that he wrote in 2020 called The Universal Human. So powerful. I highly recommend that book to anybody who is, seeking a higher level of awareness of where humanity is heading. Joe Dispenza, Marianne Williamson, who's now in a political arena and environment. Just so many people who are Bruce Lipton, Carolyn May. She was one of the first books that I ever read that was Anatomy of the Spirit. And it was so powerful. And it really set me on a spiritual path of awakening that, became subsequently the next 5 years of my life. And I can see it will be the future for me. And this is, really where my time and attention and focus is. It's just on, constantly evolving and having a personal commitment to my self-evolution. And a lot of the episodes on the podcast were focused on conversations and things that could help with getting people to think about their own lives and having a self-reflective, moment and conversation through the podcast. So if you know anyone who you consider is spending their time and their talents to make the world a better place, go to onenessjunkie.com and fill out the contact form, and let's have a conversation and see if it's a fit to have you as a guest on the show. And if you're Ellen DeGeneres or anyone, Alanis Morissette, Sting, anybody out there, Jason Mraz, who I consider, or Lady Gaga, raising the vibration of the dialogue and the lyrics out in the world to help create tolerance, acceptance, more compassion, and have people come to understand our connection as a human race, and also our connection to the planet and to the animal kingdom as well, and the plant kingdom. I mean, we're just all connected and it all matters. And I look forward to continuing this conversation and continuing to do my part to help raise the vibration of our planet. Y'all have a nice day. Bye. We've reached the end of this episode. If you'd like to continue with this inspirational journey, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out. If you're a self-proclaimed oneness junkie, get yourself a t-shirt and spread the message of oneness in your community. And finally, if you have a story to share or know someone that should be a guest on this podcast, contact us at onenessjunkie.com. See you next time. And remember, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. Compassion starts with you and me.